So I thought today we'd explore the idea that love is power. I'd like to explore it from a different perspective. So I want you to imagine if there was nothing. What would there be? It would be like black. There would be nothing. There would be no sound. There would be nothing. It would just be black. So what does love represent then? Love represents light. And so when you listen and you go through all the spiritual traditions, they talk about the fact that God is love. But they also say that God is light. So when you start to think about that, if everything is dark and it's black, there is nothing, that whatever light is and whatever life shape it has and how it represents itself and it comes forth, it creates an image in the nothingness of what life is. So if everything is dark and there's this universal intelligence that we call God, and it thinks something which becomes the vibration of the light that it is, it projects that light out, and that light becomes the cosmos as we know it. The interesting thing is that we think there are colors of light. There are no colors of light. There's only white light, but it is the perception of our eyes and our minds that allows us to perceive colors of sort. So all there is white light and darkness. And how the white light is cast into the darkness determines shape. So science has actually gone down and said every little atom in your body is light. It's energy. So there's a whole cosmos happening at an atom level. And then you've got to start thinking about how many cells are in the human body alone. 100 trillion plus cells. So you've got 100 plus trillion universes going on with you, and yet there's a power that seems to get them to work together. And then so now we become individualized in human form, and I am a light. And what kind of light am I? A very perverted light. Because I think crazy thoughts as you do. Perverted, I'm using the term there, meaning there is no such thing as normal. So if there is a definition of what normal is, I am a pervert to that, as are you, because there is no normal. That's a creation within the human mind. It doesn't exist. There is no normal. There is the individual, and every individual on the planet is unique. No two individuals on the planet are alike. No two grains of sand are alike. No two leaves are alike. No two water drops are alike. There is nothing duplicated in the cosmos. Everything is individualized and unique. So you are that. So when we think about that you are actually a light beam within the light beam that is infinite. Now, through the process of our thinking, we have the ability to put out a vibration of light. Our vibration is the energy that we are. It's the sum total of all the thoughts that we've had, consciously or unconsciously, fitted together, becoming a light beam, and that light beam creates our life experience. Pretty good, huh? This is really good stuff. And now you go, okay, what is love? Why is love power? We're going to explore that now at a deeper level. I wanted to give you that background. Love is awareness. Love is the ability to be aware that the God presence, the whole presence, is right where you are. Love is the ability not knowing that it's just where you are, but you have the power to shift your vibration, to change what your life experience is. This is not woo-woo. This is pure, simplistic science. Let's take it further. Our state of consciousness determines our experience. So what is a state of consciousness? It's the level of awareness you have at the conscious and the unconscious level. Many people like to come up and say, hey, Lee, dude, I'm aware. I'm an abundant person. I am a multimillionaire. And here's what you ask them. I love that. Show me your bank account. Well, do you have $1 million in your bank account? No. Then you're not a millionaire. Do you see that? When we get into spirituality, too many people fool themselves into thinking there's something they're not. No, you want to be a millionaire? You got to become the consciousness of the millionaire. Until you become the consciousness of a millionaire, you won't have the $1 million. Once you become the consciousness, you have the $1 million. It shows up because you've been acting, thinking, breathing, feeling how a millionaire would be. I'm using money because money's easy, because you can measure it. I can't say love because you can't measure love. There's no way I can measure how much I love my granddaughter. No possible way. It's more than this. That's all I know. It's more than that. And I can't get my arms any wider than that. So it's about becoming that person. So our state of consciousness. Now, who controls our state of consciousness? We do. But society, everyone around us is bombarding us with their energy, right? We have that energy, and everyone around us is bombarding with their energy, and their energy is different. So we've got to really hold our consciousness to keep it focused on what we want and not what society wants us to believe. Each news media outlet, whether it's CNN, Fox, whatever it is, they want you to see it through their filter. No. See it through your own mind. See the truth for you, not what other people want you to believe. This is where freedom comes in. You stop believing what other people want you to believe. It's the combination, let me see if I did that right. It's the combination of the level of our awareness of the law of cause and effect and having a mental atmosphere of love, which gives us power. Two things. We have to become aware that there is a law of cause and effect always working. And then we also have to identify and become aware that we're a part of the infinite, that that's where our power is. So we have to be aware there is a power. We have to be aware that we're one with that power. You see, there's a twofold aspect to it. That's the work that we have to do. Then we live in an orderly universe. If you look around at the universe, there is order. Just simply take your body. How can 100+ trillion cells form a structure and function the way it does? There is a natural order in life, okay? So it's an orderly universe. As such, the law of cause and effect is always working. So this law that creates is always working. It doesn't just work when you're having a good thought. It works when you're having a very judgmental thought. It works when you're having a thought where you're putting yourself down. It works when you're being unkind to someone. That law is always working. And until we get to realize that that law is always working, we are victims. Anytime someone says, woe me, this is happening to me, woe me, that happened to me, it's because they don't believe that the law is, they believe that someone is using that law to them when they don't realize that it's really coming from within them, and it's about the process now for them to change and become the new man or the new woman that would have a different experience. The law of cause and effect operates whether we are aware of it or not. It responds to us as we respond to it. It's a mirror. That's simply what we're saying there. It's a mirror. Whatever you're vibrating is what's in your mind. Change what's in your mind, and you'll change what's in the mirror. The funniest thing is, a lot of people go in front of the mirror, and they don't like who they see. One of the counseling tools that I use with people is I said, stand in front of the mirror, look into your eyes, and say, I love you. A lot of people can't do that. That's very difficult. A lot of people can't look in the mirror and say, love your whole body just as it is. People can't do that because they're in judgment. They're judging themselves by standards outside. They can't do that. Now, I want you to know, when I take my granddaughter in front of the mirror, holy crap. It's a love fest. It's a love fest. I was doing these slides for my talk, and I was at the computer, and she was playing, and all of a sudden, she's standing up and holding onto my leg. And I pick her up, I put her on my lap, and on the side of my computer are two pictures, one of her face and another of her face. And she reaches for the one. I give her the picture, and what does she do? She takes the picture and starts kissing it. She won't stop kissing. The picture slobbered. Because she's not judging herself. She's loving herself just as she is, because she still is so pure, she understands that her natural state is love. So here's your homework. You're to take a picture of yourself. Just your face. You're to go to CVS, blow it up into an 8x10, put it in a frame, and every morning you take it and you go, mm. We're going to teach you some love. And be proud, and if you have a spouse or a partner or a child and they watch you do that, do it. And then look at them and go, yeah, I love me. That's an example you want to give children. That's an example you want to be in the world. That is not narcissistic. Because remember this, the love you have for yourself is equal to the love that you can give someone else. So the work is always about finding a way to better self-accept, better self-love, so that you can be more loving in the universe. Love is the quality where we feel one with everything. I'm going back to Claire. When I'm holding her and she's looking at me, there's no separation. If I walk up to anyone, come here, little one. Come on. Aubrey, stand over here. She's a brave girl. And I'm gonna ask you to just observe, and I want you to face me, and I want you to just look into my eyes. What do you feel?
Warm.
She says she feels warm. What else?
Love.
Love. Do you feel accepted?
I do.
Do you feel safe?
Yes.
Thank you. My granddaughter's going to be just that cute too. Do you see, it's a moment of just pausing and looking at someone into their eyes. And when you're looking at someone, they'll know if you're judging them. They'll know if you're accepting them. That's really the key. And you can begin to start having deeper, deeper loving relationships today by simply implementing that simple little trait. When we come from oneness, we know our truth, and we become powerful, conscious creators. This is why we go into the idea of meditation. Meditation is to shed all the nonsense thoughts that we have that cause us to feel separate. Because when we realize that we're in the bottom of the ocean and we have the power of the ocean with us, we can accomplish anything. And when we understand that oneness and we understand that that power is surging through us, and we understand that it's the process of how we think, act, feel, and speak, and we use those thoughts consciously with that power, we start to become conscious creators. We shift and no longer will have a victim mentality. We become what we have been seeking. It is not outside. When I was raised as a Catholic. And I was taught I need to have a priest. I could not connect with the divine without a priest. If you are in India, you cannot go without a guru. It's always about connecting with someone else to be an intermediary. There's no intermediary necessary. Do you know why? There's no intermediary necessary because it's in you. You are it. And it's just becoming awake to that, becoming aware of that. And in order to do that, you've got to be strong, because society will tell you that's not how it is. You've got to be real strong. And you've got to understand who you are. And when you understand who you are, you don't need to convince anyone about your truth. You don't have to defend yourself to anyone. You simply allow everyone to be who they are. You know that they're perfect just as they are, and you allow them to speak, and you do not even have to comment. Silence, my friends, is golden. Think about that. When someone is criticizing you and it's not what you believe to be true, silence is golden. Because if you go to defend yourself, it's because you don't believe you're right. Anytime you go to defend, it means you don't know. You're unsure. But when you do know, you can stand, smile, and accept that person where they are. Because you know that the power of love, the power of law, it's in you, and you are the creator. There's nothing better to have that. And when you exemplify that, you become the change in the world. You become the light in the world. In fact, you are the light. You are love, and you are perfect. Let's pray. I want to thank you for joining us today. I'm so grateful that you took your time to watch or listen to this message. If you found this message beneficial, I would ask that you go to our website, agapecsl.com. Once there, click on the donate button and experience the joy of conscious and purposeful giving. Or if you would like, text your gift by simply dialing 972-532-6976. It is through your gifts that we are able to bring this message to you in the world. I would ask that if you like this message, to please subscribe to my YouTube channel under my name, Lee Wolak. Again, I want to thank you for joining me in the Agape community as we learn how to better self-love through conscious living.